Okay, welcome you guys. This is take two. I had to do the Free Flow Friday. My timing was off there. Demetra's in Houston. I'm in California, so sometimes I get the times mixed up. But my name is Donovan Sadiq. I am the recovering Democrat, and I want to continue to highlight the Black congressional leaders and their record. And today I'm going to be talking about this man right here. His name is Alcee Hastings. Okay. Now, let's do a little Wikipedia on him. He was born September 5th, 1936, and he is still serving in the House. He represents the 20th District in Florida. He was first elected to Congress in 1992. Prior to that, he was a judge, and we're going to get into that judge situation in a little bit. But he was the first African American since the Civil War from Florida to be elected to Congress. Okay. It says right here, Hastings served as a United States District Judge of the United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida until his impeachment. Say what? He was impeached and removal. Wow. Unbelievable. Well, it's not unbelievable. It's very believable. So look at that. That's him right there when he's a young guy in 1986. Well, let's just get this out of the way real quick. In 1977, Hastings became a judge of the Circuit Court of Broward County, Florida on August 28, 1979. President Jimmy Carter nominated Hastings to the United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida to a new seat authorized by 97 Statute 1629. He was confirmed by the United States Senate on October 31st, 1979, and received his commission on November 2nd, 1979. His service was terminated on October 20th, 1989, due to impeachment and conviction. So he served as a judge for approximately 10 years. In 1981, Hastings was charged with accepting a $150,000 bribe, equivalent to $421,000 today, in exchange for a lenient sentence and a return of seized assets for 21 counts of racketeering by Frank and Thomas Romano. Wow, sounds like he has no problem dealing with the mafia. And a perjury in his testimony about the case. In 1983, Hastings was acquitted by a jury after his alleged co-conspirator, William Borders, refused to testify in court. Doesn't mean he wasn't guilty, resulting in a jail sentence for Borders. Co-conspirator attorney William Borders went to jail for refusing to testify in the impeachment proceedings. He's probably paid off, but was later given a full pardon by President Bill Clinton on his last day in office. So in 1988, the Democratic-controlled United States Representative took up the case, and Hastings was impeached for bribery and perjury by a vote of 413 to 3. There were more Black caucus members than 3 to vote against him. It looks like most of them voted with the majority. He was then convicted on October 20th, 1989 by the United States Senate, becoming the 6th federal judge in the history of the United States to be removed from office by the Senate. The Senate, in 2 hours of roll calls, voted on 11 of the 17 articles of impeachment. It convicted Hastings of 8 of the 11 articles. The vote on the first article was 69 for and 26 opposed. He was removed from the bench, but the Senate did not preclude him from holding office in the future. So they have that power. And Donald Trump is going to be faced with that same type of option. The Senate has that option, okay? He appealed it. Hastings filed suit in federal court claiming that his impeachment trial was invalid because he was tried by a Senate committee, not in front of the full Senate, and that he had been acquitted in a criminal trial. Judge Stanley Sporkin ruled in favor of Hastings, remanding the case to the Senate, but stayed his ruling pending the outcome of an appeal to the Supreme Court in a similar case regarding Judge Walter Nixon. I don't think he's related to the President Nixon, who had also been impeached and removed. Sporkin found some crucial distinctions between Nixon's case and Hastings, specifically that Nixon had been convicted criminally and that Hastings was not found guilty by 2/3 of the committee, which actually tried his impeachment in the Senate. He added that Hastings had a right to trial by the full Senate. The Supreme Court, however, ruled in Nixon versus the United States that the federal courts have no jurisdiction over Senate impeachment matters. So Sporkin's ruling was vacated and Hastings' conviction and removal was upheld. Hastings attempted to make a political comeback by running for Secretary of State. Remember that he was not barred from holding federal office or state office. In Florida, campaigning on a platform of legalizing casinos. God, this guy seems like he really likes to appeal to the mafia. In a three-way Democratic primary, he placed second with 33% of the vote, behind newspaper columnist Jim Minters, 38% of the vote. In the runoff, which saw a large drop-off in turnout, Minter defeated Hastings 67 to 33%. Hastings won just one of Florida's 67 counties and Miami-Dade County. Hastings was elected to the United States of Representatives in 1992, representing Florida's 23rd district after placing second in the initial Democratic primary for the post. He scored an upset victory over State Representative Louis J. Frankel in the runoff and went on to easily win election in the heavily Democratic district. He has not faced a serious challenge for re-election since. After redistricting, Hastings has represented Florida's 20th district since January 2013. Okay, so let's go into another scandal Mr. Hastings was involved with. Mr. Hastings, who faces health ethics probe, paid his girlfriend more than his chief of staff. Man, power corrupts absolute. It's just sad. It is just sad, sad, sad. And people keep voting these type of people into office. It's just crazy. But that's because we are not politically mature as a people. We're not. I'm sorry. We are not politically mature at all. So let's get into this real quick. I wanted to share that on the other platform. The key points of this article, and this was written in November 22nd, 2019, okay? And it was updated November 25th, 2019, so about 2 years ago. Key points: Representative Alcee Hastings of Florida, who is facing a health ethics probe for engaging in a relationship with a subordinate staff member. John Conyers. I mean, these people don't know when to quit. It's like a boxer who doesn't know to stop fighting. Stop fighting. Paid his girlfriend the highest salary amongst his staffers for almost 8 years, according to House disbursement records. Well, a girl got to eat. Patricia Williams has been both Hastings' girlfriend of at least 25 years. Hastings told the Palm Beach Post, and a congressional staffer in his office for at least 27 years. According to House disbursement records beginning in 2011, Williams, as Hastings' deputy district director, earned more than Hastings' former chief of staff, despite being the subordinate. And this is what Mr. Hastings pretty much looks like today. Al Hastings, who is facing a health ethics probe for engaging in a relationship with a subordinate staff member, has been paying his girlfriend the highest salary among his staffers for nearly a decade. Patricia Williams, Hastings' girlfriend of at least 25 years, has been a congressional staffer in his office for 27 years. Hastings has said in a press report, Library of Congress records show that Williams was an aide to Hastings from 2002 to 2006 before transitioning to her role as deputy district director, which she held from 2006 to 2018. She is now the district director. Hastings, who makes $174,000 a year as a congressman, paid Williams $168,000 in 2018, the maximum congressional staff salary. That was more than Hastings' chief of staff at the time, Arthur W. Kennedy, made despite being Williams' boss. Kennedy received a salary of $166,000 that year. Hastings began paying Williams more than Kennedy starting in 2011. Hastings told the Miami Herald on Thursday that Williams' high salary derives from her seniority and the fact that she's writing his poll. One of the things I will say this to you that I do deeply resent is the comparison, for example, of her salary after 27 years to other member staffers who have worked 5 years or 6 years, he said. The Palm Beach Post reported that Williams has earned nearly $3 million since 2000. Hastings also employs Williams' daughter in his Broward County, Florida office, according to the Washington Free Beacon. Are we sure it's not his daughter? Katrina Martell, Hastings' communication director, did not respond to numerous emails and phone calls. Traditionally, the chief of staff was the highest paid congressional staffer and reports directly to the member of Congress. Kennedy was Hastings' chief of staff for 25 years, from 1994 to 2019. According to the Library of Congress, a congressional staff listing indicates Lael Morrison is Hastings' current chief of staff. House disbursement records indicate that in 2018, Morrison earned about $92,000 in her role. Library of Congress records indicate that Morrison has been in her role since February 2009 and appears to have shared the chief of staff position with Kennedy. Yeah, it just seems it doesn't matter if you're black or if you're a white, you get into office and you just, like I keep telling people, this is nothing but power, and that's all it's about. All it's about is power. Okay, so he's been impeached. I mean, what a record. Um, Involved in an ethics probe, and let's see how that probe ended. Ethics probe into Alcee Hastings ends after disclosure he married aide. Oh man, so he had to end up getting married to her. An investigation of whether Representative Al Hastings had an improper relationship with one of his aides was dropped after it was disclosed that the Florida Democrat had been married to the staffer since January 2019. The ethics panel also announced that it was creating a special investigative subcommittee to look into allegations that another representative from Guam had an improper sexual relationship with a congressional staffer. Well, I mean, Jesus, Kamala Harris got her start, riding the pole of Willie Brown. I mean, is this how Washington works? And I'm not really trying to be funny. I'm just saying it just seems to me that is the status operandi. That's how they get down. It's I don't know. I mean, you sleep with the right person, you become a senator, and next thing you know, you're in the vice presidency, and you just totally skip the chain of people who've worked hard and do all that stuff. But yeah, this is it. This is what people do. So, hey, you guys, my name is Donovan Sadiq. Welcome to the Donovan Sadiq Show. This is part 2 here. I want to do this before I go into the war zone. We'll be doing the war zone at 5 o'clock. So there's a little bit about Representative Alcee Hastings. As you guys know, I am doing and exposing a lot of these congressional black talkers, because that's all they do is talk, and yet they do nothing. And we're seeing right here is a prime example of a politician, black, white, Asian, whatever. To me, that seems irrelevant. Put it like this: I don't even care. I don't even care. All I care about is, as somebody who has black skin like myself, what is his record in Congress, and what has he done specifically for black people? That's what I care about. Okay, so I'm going to go into his record, and it's obvious that he is very into corruption and enriching himself, because I just don't understand what's going on with this guy. But let's look into his record here, and let me just go up here. Okay, I gave you guys a little background about his background, and let's see. Everything's about him. He bid for chairmanship of the House Intelligence Committee. On September 24, 2008, Hastings came under fire for comments he made about Republican vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin. Speaking in Washington, D.C. to a conference sponsored by the National Jewish Democratic Council, he said, "If Sarah Palin isn't enough of a reason for you to get over whatever your problem is with Barack Obama, then you damn well had better pay attention. Anybody toting guns and stripping moose don't care too much about what they do with Jews and blacks. So you just think this through." On September 29, 2008, Hastings issued a written apology while standing by its core message. "I regret the comments I made last Tuesday that were not smart and certainly not relevant to hunters or sportsmen. The point I made and will continue to make is that the policies and priorities of the McCain-Palin administration will be anathema to most African Americans and Jews. I regret that I was not clear, and I apologize to Governor Palin, my host, where I was speaking, and those who my comments may have offended." Well, number one, we know that this Black and Jewish alliance does not exist. It's bullshit because Jewish people don't give a damn about Black people. And you're going to find that, and like I said, I'm not into absolutes. That isn't what I'm saying. I'm not into absolutes. Not everybody is into that, but they are finding that some of the traitors in the storming of the Capitol and the overthrow of the government, there are people that have Jewish descent. And by the way, Donald Trump's grandkids are Jewish, and his son-in-law, as we know, is Jewish. So this Jewish thing, like it's going to be a big thing, it really isn't. It's just, it is what it is. In May 2009, the Wall Street Journal reported that Hastings spent over $24,000 in taxpayer money in 2008 to lease a luxurious Lexus hybrid sedan. The journal noted that the expenditure was legal, properly accounted for, and drawn from an expense allowance the U.S. government grants to all lawmakers. In June 2011, sexual assault allegations, harassment allegations was made. Nepotism claims against him. Hastings was ranked #1 out of the 435 members of the U.S. House of Representatives for paying salaries and fees to family members. So he is really big into nepotism. He paid his girlfriend. He paid his girlfriend's daughter. That, I don't know, allegedly could be his daughter. I don't know. So he's highly into nepotism. Let's see, his foreign policy, gun policy. After Hastings issued a statement in February 2019, entered into the congressional record accusing Armenians of killing 613 Azerbaijani men, women, and children in 1992 during the first Nagorno-Karabakh war in what he called the Khojaly massacre. An investigation by ANCA uncovered that the lobbying firm BGR Group, retained by Azerbaijan, had email and face-to-face contact with the office of Congressman Hastings regarding the relations between U.S. and the Azerbaijanians, whatever their names are, and that Hastings' office also had discussed with lobbying firms Greenberg Traurig and LB International Solutions, LLC, regarding U.S.-Turkey relations. So I'm looking through his congressional record and his voting record, and again, this man has been in Congress since 1992, and there is no specific legislation introduced by Mr. Hastings in regards to Black people and Black agenda. And I'm almost certain that the majority of people that voted for him are Black in that district. But see, but this again goes back to what I've been telling you guys. We vote these people in, we support them, we back them up, and then they get to where they go and they enrich themselves and they get involved in sexual harassments and all these things that they do, but they don't really do much specifically to better the lives of Black people. And that's what we're trying to point out to you guys. They do not do anything in regards for Black people. They tote the line for white supremacy. And that's just the facts. So if you're interested, Alcee L. Hastings, Florida 20th District, represents the 20th District of Congress. He was impeached as a judge. And, you know, the man was born in 1932. 1932. He's almost my grandfather's age, and my grandfather's 97 years old. I think my grandfather was born in 1926 or something like that. You know, when's enough enough? All these allegations, the criminality, and it's, why is it that all of these congressional members are millionaires? I mean, what's going on here? And yet we can't get a $2,000 a month stimulus until all of this stuff blows over. But I'm the person bad for calling this out. The new Black media, we are the bad people because we are trying to wake you guys up. But guess what? You guys are waking up. So I'm very hopeful. But hey, you guys, do not forget to check out Demetra K. Demetra K is on the War Zone with me, and she's also on Free Flow Friday. Check her out on the Demetra K Show. Also, don't forget to check her out on the African Diaspora News Channel. She drops a lot of good knowledge there, and she's a contributing person there as well. Also, please, you guys, check out Tamara Johnson Sheely. Sister is on fire. I am going to be working on getting her on a podcast. So if you are interested in her movement, and if you know who I'm talking about, she is a candidate, a former candidate that ran for Senate in this last election, actually, as well. She was in the primary. She was up there doing her thing. She doesn't just talk about it. She actually did it. I know a lot of you guys say, oh, you people just do is just talk, 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 talk. You will find that a lot of us that are talking have actually ran for office. Have I run for office? I have. And I had a spiritual awakening, just like a lot of us do, when we find out that this system is rigged against us. And we're just trying to ring the alarm to tell you guys what's really going on out there. But Alcee Hastings, check him out. Check out his record. Don't believe me. Check out his record. Don't listen. Don't believe what I say. Research what I say. This guy does not represent Black people. He doesn't even have a Black agenda. But as far as Tamara Johnson Sheely, we are going to get that message out, and we're going to be producing, I hope to be producing her podcast, and you will be able to find her podcast. If everything goes right, I'll announce it here. If everything goes right, it will be on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all of your major platforms. And so if you're sitting in traffic and you have nothing else to do, please look this young lady up. And she's another reason of the Black media. We're just getting out there, giving you guys something to think about. But check out her movement. It's a big thing. I'm going to be a part of it. I am excited. People are waking up. People are waking up, and that's the whole point. Wake up. I'm Donovan Sadiq. I'm a member of the new Black media. We will see you guys in 1 hour on the War Zone. See you guys then.